Sir, there is income inequality, I think, which has broken record of the 100 years, was another observation from Honorable Member. So I just want to put the facts before the House. Actual household consumption, sir. Data shows that the bottom 40% of the population is acquiring wealth and assets at a significantly faster rate than the top 20%. This is a data which I will leave for everybody to see. The inequality in asset ownership has massively declined, particularly in urban areas, sir, where the disparity for key assets like motor vehicles and refrigerators has shrunk dramatically. The rural poor, sir, I give you the data here, have experienced a significant growth in purchasing power that defies the incorrect analysis given by the Honorable Member Shree. 2011-12 and 2023-24, ownership of motor vehicles among the rural bottom 40% surged 7-fold, rising from a mere 6.2% in 2011-12 to 47.1% in 23-24. So motor vehicles now has become affordable for the bottom rung also. Similarly, refrigerator ownership in this group jumped nearly eightfold from 2.9% in 2011-12 to 22.5% in 23-24. Refrigerator ownership. Mobile phone ownership became near universal, leaping from 66.5% to 94.3%. Is this not asset being acquired by the bottom rung of the people? Whereas, sir, no, God.
आप बैठे ऐसे नहीं था, ये दादा से ये गलत आप सिखा दिया, ऐसे पहले निकलता ऐसा नहीं था।
Sir, in urban India, sir,
अच्छी चीज सीखे, बुरी चीज क्यों सीखे?
बुरी चीज सीख रहे हैं सर।
माननीय मंत्री महोदय।
Sir, urban India, sir, the consumption gap is not just closing. For some assets, it has been completely reversed. For the first time, the urban bottom 40% now owns more televisions, that is 77.4%, than the top 20, 72.1%. The upper level 72.1%, here it is 77.4%. Ownership gap for aspirational goods like refrigerators in urban areas actually collapsed from 46.3% points in 2011-12 to just 12 percentage points in 23-24. So the asset poverty expression, sir, which is defined as households owning none of the key assets, so that is asset poverty. That number has actually been thrashed, falling from roughly 30% to just 5% among rural poor, which means rural poor now 5% or less are the ones without any asset at all, whereas the rest of them have some asset or the other. So we need to understand that in the last one decade, growth has actually become quite broad-based, and people from the bottom rung are the ones who are acquiring one or the asset. Sir, since I was going to come to that, since Professor seems to be in a hurry.
Professor, jaldi mein.
Professor, depending on President Trump is in a hurry.
आग्रह कर रहा हूं कि आप जो बेटे बोले उस कमेंट पे टिप्पणी करो मत हो। और माननीय सदस्य, मैं आपसे आग्रह करता हूं, वरिष्ठ हैं, आप आग्रह पूर्वक आपसे निवेदन है, कृपया आप इतने वरिष्ठ हैं कि बैठे बैठे टिप्पणी न करें, ठीक है ना? सभा की सहमति तो हो तो इस सभा की कार्रवाई इस विषय की समाप्ति तक बढ़ा दी जाए। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री।
Sir, another point, and इसमें थोड़ा मैं I want to give the advantage or the benefit of doubt to Honorable Member Dipender Hooda ji. He simultaneously used the expressions Vyapar Ghata, current account deficit. So when he spoke in English, he said current account deficit, whereas he also used probably exchangeable way, Vyapar Ghata. Both the terms do not mean the same, sir. So it is very important to understand that we take both the terms seriously but separately. There should not be any confusion. So I don't actually know which one was he referring to, Vyapar Ghata or current account deficit. And so the same number cannot apply to both, no.
माननीय सदस्य, मैं आपको अंतिम बार बोल रहा हूं, नहीं,
I'm not asking, I'm responding.
आपका नाम लेके नहीं आस्क कर रहे हैं। आपने पहले बोला था, उस पर वो रिपोर्टिंग कर रही हैं। आपने आपकी स्पीच पर जवाब दे दी है, इसलिए आपका नाम ले दी, क्योंकि आपने बोला है तो आपका नाम लेकर जो जो विषय उठाए उन पर जवाब देगा। अच्छा है, प्लीज
थोड़ा सा जवाब दे।
Sir, so the claim that the current account deficit is at its maximum is factually incorrect. So I want that to be clear, sir. So that record deficit claim that the honorable member has made is really wrong. At the end of June 2025, India's current account deficit stood at 0.2% of GDP. Where was it? The honorable member was saying some double-digit number, sir. Current account deficit, June 2025, stood at 0.2% of the GDP. For the fiscal year, March 2025, it was only 0.6%. So let's place that on the record. Contrast this, sir, with the taper tantrum time 2013, when the current account deficit in 2013 ballooned to a crisis level of 4.8% of the GDP. And in fact, that's the maximum which India saw since 1970. So honorable members should actually look at since 1970, that being the maximum. Please, I hope this correction comes into play. 2013, sir, there were volatile capital flows constituting 96.1% of all our reserves, leaving the economy completely vulnerable to sudden outflows. Today, that ratio has fallen to 66.6%, proving we are far more stable now than the time of 2013. So, honorable member, be assured the economy today is actually moved from fragility to a level of fortitude. So that is the matter of fact number there. Sir, the import cover has also strengthened, rising from, in 2013, we had foreign exchange reserve only to cover 7 months of imports. Today, it has moved to being 11.4 months as of June 2025. So when I say from fragility to fortitude, this is the kind of number I'm talking about. So projecting the anxieties of 2013, sir, onto the stability of today, 2025, is a political fabrication. And that it ignores the hard reality. India has actually transitioned from external vulnerability to external resilience. So I would want to draw that to the honorable member's attention. Even worse was the comment on debt to GDP. Sir, central government's debt to GDP in 2013-14 was 52.2% of GDP. That was actually reduced by the time it was 2018-19 to 48.9% because of the strict monitoring which Honorable PM maintains on fiscal balance and strictly adhering to the policy of gradual fiscal consolidation. Whoever would have thought that we'll have COVID, as a result of which proactively government took measures to make sure lives are protected, livelihoods are taken care of, and our debt to GDP went up to 61.4%. It actually shot up. But after that, because we gave ourselves a steady path, which is a glide path, from there it has come down. Even by 2023-24, we brought it down to 57.1%. And it is estimated, I would think by this year end, it will reach 56.1%. Despite COVID, despite heavy borrowing, debt to GDP is actually coming down, and coming down, if only the number of 2013-14 is kept in mind, you'll know we are getting closer there. That is even without looking at how it was managed during the global financial crisis, 2008. Sir, I do not want again to speak about debt to GSDP of several states. I'm not naming any state here, because it's a genuine concern. Debt to GDP will have to be brought down. It's also true that the debt to GSDP of many states are also shooting up. The honorable member should also, it's a legitimate concern, I've answered it, and I'm showing that we are bringing that debt to GDP down. We've given a commitment in the parliament, we are abiding by it every year without failure since 2020-21. Equally, there should be concern about debt to GSDP of many states. I'm not taking any state's name, but honorable member and many of us should be equally concerned about debt to GSDP in states, which are also going really badly, and therefore collectively we have to work to bring the debt to GDP number, the debt to GSDP number down.